Okay, this one was, do you understand what's going on with triangles when they're similar, or any shape when they're similar? It says in the diagram the triangles are similar. Find the scale factor, then list all pairs of congruent angles and write the ratios of the corresponding side lengths in a state of proportionality. Okay, so we said they're similar, so let's do I need to label the letters on here. This is Q, F, and X, and this is C, V, I. And if you look at the proportionality statement, triangle F, Q, X, we have to believe this statement is true before we can do the problem. And it kind of tells you everything you need to know. First of all, it tells you that angle F and angle C go together. So you should just write angle F is congruent to angle C, because it's asking you to list pairs of congruent angles. There's one pair, and it's got Q written second and V written second. So angle Q is similar to angle V. And the last one is X and I. Angle X is similar to angle I. So that gets you 3 points just for matching up angles. Then you got to match up sides. But they want them in a state of proportionality. So let's do this. What are the first two sides here? F and Q and C and V. So F and Q and C and V. Well, they look in the right spot. So let's write that. FQ divided by CV. That's supposed to equal, and let's use a different color. Let's use Q. We'll use X and Q and I and V. So we did QX over VI, and that's supposed to be equal to, let's do it in black here, F and X is one side. It's supposed to match up first and third here, C and I. Okay, that's writing the sides in a state of proportionality. Okay, the sides themselves are not equal, but when you make ratios out of them, they're equal. Well, if you check it right here, if we go through it, oh, I forgot to label the purple sides, Q and X. It's right there with V and I. And then the black ones are right there and right there. So we just have to put our numbers in. So we get 28 over 35 equals 36 over 45, which equals 24 out of 30. And it doesn't matter how you reduce it. So if I reduce it, I'm going to get, they're all going to get, let's see here, divide this by 7 and 7, so that's going to be 4/5. And this one's going to be divided by, and this one here, whoops, divide 36 by 9 and 45 by 9, and you get 4/5. And 24 divided by 6 is 4, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So that proves that it works, okay, when you reduce them. And the scale factor, well, it depends which way you go. One way you could say is if I go from, this is saying go from the big triangle is where you start, and you end at the small triangle, you'll get that. If you started with the small triangle and went to the big triangle, then just flip it over and go 5 over 4, which is exactly 1.25. This one would be 0.8 is the scale factor. And this is a scale factor here. So I'll take either one of those as long as it's consistent for all of them. That was number 12. So in this one, they tell you that the two quadrilaterals are similar. Okay, and we don't even have to worry about the angles, but they do match up all the angles for us. They tell you this is the same as this, and this is the same as this. and they tell you this angle is the same as that angle, and that this is a right angle and this is a right angle. So we know all the angles match up. So we can just make ratios out of the sides. And so we need x. X is right here. It must correspond to this one right here. So I'm going to make x over 30. So you notice we have big on top, small on bottom. Okay, big quadrilateral to small quadrilateral. So we're going to have to do the same thing over here. We're going to have to pick a side. Oh, I think 35 looks good to work with, so I'm going to use 35. If you want to use 56 or 59, you can, but you're going to go to a different side. 35 looks like it corresponds to that one there, 25. If you use 49 instead of 35, then you're going to have to go to 35. And if you use 56 instead of 35, you're going to have to go to 40. Okay, so you just choose, and that they should all give you the same answer. Turns out if I divide these both by 5, I get 7 over 5, and that's easier to work with, so I'll use that. So do 7 times 30 is 210, and 5 times x is 5x. Divide by 5. X equals, looks like 42, excuse me.